history, there have been many explorers who discovered new land and brought them into ruins. People like Christopher Columbus, Hernando Cortez, and Henry Morton Stanley discovered these new lands, conquered them, abused the natives, and exploited the land's resources.
Money and resources. They wanted to go steal money and resources from Africa. I think that's what all colonialism was about.
Like Columbus and Cortez, Stanley, under the influence of Leopold II, colonized the Congo while claiming to have brought civilization to the natives. At the time, the Industrial Revolution in Europe made it the most wealthy and advanced continent in the world by far. Europeans believed that they were superior, and that it was their responsibility to bring their advancements to all corners of the world. This belief was responsible for three major events: the near-complete colonization of Africa, the deaths of millions, and the complete change of African society. During the 19th and early 20th centuries, Europeans believed they had the responsibility and burden to bring commerce, Christianity, and civilization to Africa. The violation of the Africans' basic rights and ability to self-govern is most exemplified in the Congo Free State. This ugly colonization resulted in effects that are still felt throughout Africa today.
In the late 19th century, Europe was at the top of the world. In every continent, you could find the presence or influence of Europeans. However, one area that still remained uncolonized was sub-Saharan Africa. The only area ruled by Europeans were a few colonies on the coast. There were multiple motives for European countries to imperialize Africa, including the harvesting of its natural resources to provide a market for European goods, expanding their empire, and spreading their social and cultural influences. Additionally, few new developments allowed them to colonize the continent, including the mass production of quinine, which eliminated the threat of malaria. The Industrial Revolution allowed Europeans to create extremely far-spanning empires through the invention of steamers and telegrams, which allowed for contact between the motherland and the most distant colonies. All that was needed was a justification. This was brought forward by missionary David Livingstone. He was a British missionary and explorer who was one of the first Europeans to dig deep into the heart of Africa. Livingstone witnessed the horror of slavery in Africa, and he believed that Africans needed three things: Christianity, commerce, and civilization. He advocated that Africa would be colonized by Europeans, and believed that just a small amount of Europeans ruling the land would bring great prosperity for both Africa and Europe.
His impact was not so much in spreading Christianity, despite being initially a missionary, but in creating European interest.
During Livingstone's adventure in Africa, it was believed that the missionary went missing. An explorer by the name of Henry Morton Stanley was sent on an expedition to find Livingstone. After a 999-day journey, he eventually found Livingstone, and this turned Stanley into an overnight celebrity. Stanley then went on an expedition through the Congo and published a book about his travels called Through the Dark Continent. This inspired the Belgian king Leopold II to hire Stanley to lead an expedition to further explore and colonize the Congo. Leopold II was an extremely ambitious man who hungered for an overseas empire. Even before he was king, he was trying to create colonies in Fiji and Sarawak. But when he became king, Leopold desired land in the Congo. Leopold II formed the International African Association to convince the world that his actions were purely to help the people of the Congo. His efforts were so successful that numerous people praised him, including Viscount de Lesseps, who claimed it was the greatest humanitarian work of this time. Using various people and manipulation, Leopold was able to convince countries like the US, Germany, France, and the United Kingdom to recognize his claim on the Congo. With Stanley's discoveries and Leopold's movements in the Congo, the various European powers grew thirsty for land in Africa. In order to make the colonization more organized, the various European powers were called together by German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck to participate in the Berlin Conference of 1884. In this conference, the European leaders of various countries met to decide how to divide sub-Saharan Africa. Not one African leader attended.
Mostly this is Europeans assuming they have a right to take over Africa, to conquer it, and dividing up between themselves.
They created various articles on how to conquer and rule colonies, including one article which states you must properly treat the natives. Through manipulation and the promise of free trade, Leopold was able to maintain personal control of the Congo as an absolute autocrat, whereas in Belgium it was a constitutional monarch. Leopold's domain was named the Congo Free State.
Because of the Berlin Conference, Leopold's involvement in the Congo, the colonization of Africa exploded in speed. In just 30 years, nearly all of Africa had been colonized by Europeans. This was done through a combination of military force, trickery, and manipulation.
You sign treaties that they say mean one thing, but they interpret it another way. That happens many times. So there's claiming sovereignty over the land in false ways.
George Washington Williams reported that Europeans employed numerous tricks, such as using a magnifying glass to light a cigarette to make Africans believe white men could magically light things on fire. Also, advancements in weapons gave Europeans a huge lead over the Africans. This is most proven with the Maxim gun. Once Europeans were able to take over the majority of Africa, they began to grow more and more dependent on Europe. The Africans received no benefit from this rapid European exploitation of the land's resources. Over the continent, colonial powers used small amounts of Europeans to rule over massive amounts of African natives.
Despite being advertised as a campaign to help the people, the treatment of the natives in the Congo was beyond inhumane. Natives were forced to gather materials such as ivory and rubber. Failure to gather a sufficient amount of these materials could result in your hands being chopped off or your entire village slaughtered. Despite trying to keep the situation in the Congo a mystery, these atrocities were eventually revealed by reporters such as the British consul Roger Casement. Casement went to investigate the events taking place in the Congo Free State. He assembled his findings and published them in what is known as the Casement Report. In the report, Casement mentions the exceptionally cruel treatment and violation of the Congo people's basic human rights. These observations of the Congo Free State brought the state and Leopold into the public's view for the first time. More and more people demanded change in the Congo, leading to the creation of the Congo Reform Association. This group included influential people such as Mark Twain and Joseph Conrad, who wrote a scathing book about the cruel events that took place in the Congo called The Heart of Darkness. In 1908, Leopold was forced to relinquish control of the Congo to the Belgian government. Before Leopold took control, the population of the Congo was estimated to be around 20 million. Although, after the end of Leopold's reign, there were around 8.5 million people remaining.
After World War II, African countries began to win their independence. These countries were able to win their independence nearly as fast as they lost. Africans were left with arbitrary rulers, unstable governments, and a sense of dependency on the outside world. The new African leaders were rewarded for selling their country's resources to European powers, resulting in extreme corruption. Furthermore, Africa has yet to get over the colonization and the world continues to regard it as weak. This has fostered a sense of dependency on the continent. The borders of nearly every African country were created by Europeans. This means that numerous countries like Nigeria are landlocked and unable to take care of themselves, while larger countries like Nigeria suffer from serious ethnic rivalry.
They weren't basing this on populations or states on the ground, but on boundaries and areas of rule, and they were still determining what those boundaries were up to 1914, but they were largely arbitrary.
To this day, Africa is the poorest continent in the world. Its combined GDP is lower than Germany's. Additionally, the Europeans brought about which is currently the second largest religion in Africa. The Europeans believed that they had the right and the responsibility to improve Africa at extremely far-ranging consequences. Ambitious rulers such as Leopold II took advantage of this belief to take away the rights of the Africans and made it their responsibility to serve the colonial owners.
It was sold to the Belgian people, and it was sold we're going to help the Congo, going to abolish slavery, and it was just exactly the opposite.
By the early 1900s, the continent of Africa was mostly comprised of European colonies, with millions of Africans being either killed, displaced, or forced to work in the established government. Africa will forever be scarred by this ever small.